I'm a Max Verstappen fan, but I feel Max got maxed.
यार अब क्या करूँ मैं?
Did that just happen? Like, what happened? I want to see it again.
A team that you built, a bike that you made good, and someone else just comes in and demolishes you.
I'm in love with that guy, is all I can say.
Yeah, you're making me blush. You're too kind.
You never know. Something might come out of it, and that's very nice to see.
What a crazy week in the world of Formula One. ट्रिपल हेडर आखिरकार खत्म हो चुका है और किसने सोचा था कि इस ट्रिपल हेडर के अंत में it won't be Lando Norris or Max Verstappen who would be dominating Formula One. It would actually be a 24-year-old Oscar Piastri. He has outmaxed Max Verstappen himself. And I get a feeling this won't go down very well with our guest today. We'll talk a little bit more about who she is and what the feeling is like. But folks, welcome to the fan code Gearbox Motorsport podcast powered by MRF. My name is Somal Arora. मैं हूँ हिंदी Formula One commentator fan code के broadcast के लिए. और आज हमारे साथ शो पर आई है तानिया, the founder of Project Podium, a creator who helps us connect with the emotions of being a Formula One fan. And I love that for it because every time I come across your content, it makes me go back to the kid I was watching Formula One because there's so many raw emotions to the sport.
Yeah.
And you must be feeling a lot after last night where Max Verstappen didn't even want to say a word.
Yeah.
Dude, क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ?
I mean, I feel like Max has finally grown where I think he used to be so like, he used to say whatever he felt. And now he's realized, you know what, I don't want to like, can I?
Yeah.
Or is the FI going to like, you know, give me a penalty for using those words?
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. They could be watching this episode also.
So I'm not going to, but you understand where I'm coming from. Like, I think he's grown so much. He's like, I'm not going to say anything. I got a penalty. I'm just going to score points and go home. That's it.
Which
and
is
I love that for him now.
I mean, is he too relaxed now? Too chill? Like,
I don't think he's relaxed. I think he's too done. Like, especially after what happened in Singapore in 2024 with the whole fiasco with the press conference and everything, it became such a huge thing. I think this season he's decided that I'm going to come, I'll race. Any penalty I'll get, it's okay. And I'm just going to go back home and not say anything. But that's going to generate so much news that it's going to speak for me.
Did you say any penalty I'll get, it's okay? Because that penalty, oh my God.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that? Because it,
Yeah.
ऐसा मुझे देख के लगा that Verstappen was trying to intimidate Oscar Piastri. But yeah, Oscar just didn't even move. He wasn't phased at all.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like, see, I'm a Max Verstappen fan, but I feel Max got maxed. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's done that to other drivers and other drivers have braked and given him space or like whatever. But with Oscar, it felt like, listen, this is mine. I'm going ahead. I will not give you space. You do what you want. It was kind of that. And I think Max felt what he does to others kind of a thing. But sure.
And did you notice how conversational he was? Max, पूरे press conference में किसी के बारे में कुछ नहीं कह रहे थे.
Yeah.
But then जब Oscar की बात आई, he started to speak in paragraphs. He was like complimenting Oscar so much.
Yeah.
And I think we should do that too because man, that was some drive. Did you ever imagine he'd get to 5 race wins tied with Lando Norris this year and this early in the year particularly?
No. This early in the year, तो no chance. मुझे नहीं लगा था. See, I am an Oscar fan over Lando. So sure, I wanted Oscar to win over Lando, but not so early in the race, I did not expect. He is so good. Very surprising to see that just second year in McLaren and he's so like into the rhythm and he's showing that, okay, you know what, I'm not going to be number 2 driver. I'm going to be number 1 or we're equal.
Exactly.
And that's a very cool attitude to have so early on in your career with a number 1 team. And he's so calm. Like, what does he practice back at home? I really want to understand. Because like any other drivers, like all the drivers this season are so like passive-aggressive with their race engineers. It's very interesting to see like the race and the radio messages are not correlating to the driver at all. Like Alex Albon.
Oh God.
I never thought that he would be like that, but he's so cheeky on radio. But when it comes to Oscar, he's like, man, he just pushed me out. What am I supposed to do now?
यार अब क्या करूँ मैं?
क्या यार हो गया यार अभी ठीक है रेस कर लेते हैं मतलब कौन यार how do you do that? That's
exactly.
insane.
Especially when you're driving at those speeds because Jeddah is crazy.
Yeah,
like average speeds of 260, 280 kilometers per hour. You're literally entering a corner at 260 at certain points. So for Oscar to be that chill in the car, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But you know, the point where I felt Oscar was unbelievable and better than Lando was when he had to pass Lewis.
Lewis's overtake.
Exactly. Did you see that? Because Lando को Lewis के पार जाने में 3 मौके लगे.
Yeah.
पहले 2 बार उन्होंने कुछ और try किया. Then he
Yeah.
found out that okay, this is not working.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'll use the DRS at
Yeah.
turn 1. But for Oscar, I know different tires and everything,
Sure.
different strategy.
Yeah.
But he had one chance and he took it.
And that also in a place where I didn't expect that he would do it there.
Exactly.
In between dust. I was like, did that just happen? Like, what happened? I want to see it again.
Champion material?
100%.
Early predictions. Who are you backing for this one? I know your heart says Max.
Yeah. I mean,
Undoubtedly.
yeah, 100% Max. But I feel with the car he has, the problems he's facing, literally, he's the only one who is doing everything for Red Bull right now. Like, any points. Yuki's just there, I feel. And it's very early, but sure. But I feel like Oscar does have chances, but also depends on how McLaren takes Lando as number 1 driver through the season. So I don't know. I mean, it's very...
Fair. मैंने कभी Red Bull जैसी टीम को इतना struggle करते हुए नहीं देखा. Like, especially when they won the championship last year.
Yeah.
Sure, we had the power unit issues of 2014 to 2021. But even then, it was accepted कि यार गाड़ी में दम नहीं है. Here, it's a balance issue. Some days they're there, some days they're not.
Yeah.
As a Max fan, that must be excruciating. सोचो Max को कैसा महसूस हो रहा होगा?
I think as a Max fan, I have so much confidence in him that I know that even if he's driving a bad car, he'll make the most out of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of watching him. Even if he comes like in Bahrain, he went through so much, like bad pit stops. At one point, he was P20. Sure, the yellow flag happened, helped him, but he still came to P6. And I think that's the beauty of watching Max as a Max fan. So whatever car you give him, I think I'm going to still cheer for him. Even if he does not win, I want to see how he performs.
Exactly.
And that's what gives me happiness. So even if he does not win championship for me, he's a champion.
Exactly.
I'm in love with that guy is all I can say.
And you get entertainment every time.
Yeah.
Every time. He could be fighting from the back and just making overtakes and it'll still be fun.
Yeah.
Like I remember I enjoyed China so much. हालांकि Max के लिए काफी boring race थी. But just looking at his steering movements, how he's speaking to the engineer, कितने आराम से शांति से बात कर रहा है. But शांति behind the scenes clearly नहीं चल रही because after Bahrain, they had a big meeting.
Yeah.
And there's genuine concern about Max staying at Red Bull Racing.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking, right? Because that partnership, that is what modern Formula One is all about.
Yeah.
And it could genuinely be coming to an end. Do you think he's going or do you think he's going home?
I would prefer if he retires. Honestly, I would not want him to retire, but I think if he takes like a 2-year break also and then decides to come back in Formula One, maybe sure, like whatever. I think he needs to take time off. He's achieved what he wanted to achieve. He's world champion. Everyone who's watching Formula One knows that he's one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest. And I think he should give time to family, focus on other businesses, chill, relax.
Exactly.
Enjoy life. He's so young. He has so much to achieve. And I think he can now. But if he has to move to another team out of Red Bull, then probably Aston Martin. Not Mercedes.
Exactly.
I don't see that happening.
That name sounds foreign right now because races में हालत इतनी खराब है Aston Martin की. Fernando Alonso almost crashed at 300 kilometers per hour last time out when Gabriel Bortoleto made that crazy swerve.
Yeah.
And that's just showing you the reality of it. They're fighting with Sauber today.
Yeah.
तो अगर Max को वहाँ जाना होगा, कितना कुछ बदलना होगा उस टीम को, just to accommodate Max Verstappen. And then हमने देखा है Alex Albon आए, वो चले गए, Pierre Gasly आए, वो चले गए, Sergio Perez आए, वो चले गए. I'm genuinely worried for Yuki and everyone else because he's Max and Red Bull want to keep him at all costs. And behind the scenes, पागलपन चल रहा है यार टीम में.
But I want to ask you something because you've been in the sports in so long. Do you think that Red Bull's second seat is cursed, as they say, because they cannot match Max, or is it because Red Bull is a car that only Max, it's like according to Max's driving style? What is your take on that?
Yes, but no. Yeah, it's a concept of equality versus equity. The car is equal for everyone, but just because it's the same doesn't mean it's easier for you. I mean, just because the car is the same doesn't mean that it's the same in terms of ease of driving for both of us.
Right.
Because think of it as a shoe. If I'm broad-footed and if you have a narrow foot, and if I give you and I the same set of shoes and tell us to run a marathon, it's going to be harder for me because I have a broad foot because the shoe just doesn't fit my feet. It's just too tight for me.
Right.
So even though technically we have the same shoe, it's just harder because my physical characteristics are different. But driving, it's a little different that way. So yes, Red Bull aren't giving them a different car. It's the same car for everyone. But मामला ये है कि सबका driving style Max जितना extreme नहीं है. Nobody likes a pointy front end quite like Max. पर ये तो बात थी Red Bull Racing की. McLaren में भी team dynamics में कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ी अनबन हो रही है क्योंकि McLaren papaya rules को follow करवाना चाहते हैं. They want equality between all the drivers. But their problem is getting solved automatically because Lando has been struggling in the last couple of races. तो कहीं team dynamics का इस्तेमाल करने का मौका मिला ही नहीं है. Which is a little sad.
Yeah.
I think we all want to see McLaren having more of a problem.
Yeah.
But it's also sadder to see Lando lose confidence a little bit. Yeah, the kind of comments Lando is making feels sad to see. It's like he's losing hope. You think so too?
I mean, more than hope, it's okay. I'm being kind of mean right now, but I feel it's also like about his PR somewhere is what I feel, because he's someone who talks about mental health. He's been someone who's been bold and then got so much backlash that now I think he's trying the other side of comments to see if that kind of, because if you've seen, there are so many Lando haters now. Like everyone hates him suddenly.
Don't know why.
Yeah. Nobody likes Lando. And you know, like he's made comments also where people are like, how dare he said that about Max especially, or Hamilton or Ferrari or whatever. So I think now he's kind of trying the other approach where he's like, I am the one who, you know, made a mistake. I'm the one who's not being able to do it. I'm the one who's wrong.
It's very sweet. It's very...
Yeah, like I think now he's not being that bold and wild, especially while giving his interviews, because he knows it's not working for him. People are not liking it. So now I think he's trying the other approach.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but on track, the results are not coming. And it's like a spiral. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Luckily, ab ek hafte ka gap mila hai where he can just come back and get some momentum.
I think he's kind of also like not being able to perform in pressure. Ki supposing in 10 races where they actually finally decide who the number one driver is. If Oscar's leading, then he might lose his opportunity to win championship. And last year, he lost it. You know, he was close, but it just did not happen.
It's a non-existent championship.
Yeah, I mean, like there was a point where I was like, listen, ho sakta hai. Matlab the second half of last season. You know,
and
there
then
was... Max just like, listen, I'm Max and let me just like show you who I am. But there was this one slight doubt, I think, in everyone's mind that okay, ho sakta hai.
But okay, that's that. Why don't we swerve it up a little bit? Thoda kuch alag karte hain. Why don't we get your opinions on who you would pick? It's time for a game of this or that. And we must start with McLaren.
Okay.
Lando or Oscar? Who are you picking? Oscar?
Oscar.
Why?
I think Oscar's like very... He takes his chances. He doesn't think twice. Like he goes with his instinct, you know. Lando, I think, takes his time. He like slowly prays, should I make the move, should I not? Oscar just does it. And then he'll see whatever will happen, will happen. And I think that's something I like about him.
Okay, in terms of other things, Lewis or Max? Who's the GOAT?
Who's the GOAT? That's a very tricky question.
I know I'm bringing back memories from 4 years ago. That's the kind of space it is, right? You're in the hot seat. But a challenge to karenge.
I think I'm like Lando right now, who's not performing good under pressure. Alonso's the GOAT.
I respect you for that. Okay, what else? We have another question. Doohan or Colapinto? Who do you think is going to be in the car midway through?
I think Colapinto might, but I also see him going to Racing Bulls for some reason. You know, so Doohan and Colapinto might both be on grid because Doohan did not perform in the first two races, but I think he's at least finishing. You know, he's not scoring points and whatever, but he's finishing. So I see there's scope of improvement. But Colapinto, I think, like we didn't see him that much last season. You know,
but if you had to pick between the two?
Colapinto.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. And then Lawson or Tsunoda?
Tsunoda.
Any day?
Yeah. Lawson
or Hadjar?
Hadjar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I really liked him in Formula 2 last season.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He holds nothing back.
Yeah, he's good.
Raw emotions.
Yeah. I wanted him to come in Formula 1 so bad, and then he did. But I really like Hadjar.
But that's in the world of Formula 1. But MotoGP in dunya mein, it's a totally different dynamic because wahan, the veterans are going rampant. Marc Márquez is absolutely smoking everybody. And now this week, we're heading into the Spanish Grand Prix race weekend. We're coming back to Jerez, a circuit where we've seen so many incredible races. Tight, twisty, narrow, historic, tough to pass. But then that's where following and really a rider's mentality comes in handy because you have to wait for the right moments. And wahan, the pressure is on Pecco Bagnaia. Now, you started to follow MotoGP this year.
Yeah.
And you're just getting to see a Marc Márquez whitewash.
Yeah.
It's a tough year to be a new MotoGP fan, dude.
Yeah.
It's like Marquez is not leaving anything for anyone.
True. Like for me, I watched like 3 or 4 races last season and I saw Pecco and Jorge Martin fight and like Marc Márquez was in another team, so he was like not there. And then this season, I'm like, I don't know who to like because like only the Marquez brothers are winning.
For so many of us, we've been seeing Marquez for so long. हमें याद है एक ज़माना जब Marc Márquez चल भी नहीं पा रहे थे. He had injuries to all of his hands, his ribs, his legs were okay, but then constantly battered because he used to crash every other week with that Honda. So the whole circle of life story is so cool to see.
True.
And the way he's maturing, ऐसा लग रहा है कि यार अब कोई उसे पकड़ ही नहीं सकता. Which is where coming into this Spanish GP weekend, I'm more concerned than excited because if he wins again, यार ये championship battle को खत्म कर देगा. He's already won what, 3 races out of 4?
Yeah.
And this could be win number 5. As it stands, I'm struggling to see anyone who could catch up.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is.
Imagine if you're Pecco. Like, literally, a world champion comes into your team, a team that you built, a bike that you made good, and someone else just comes in and demolishes you. Dude, the momentum. Must be so sad for him, right? I don't know, man. It's a tough place to be.
Yeah, but I'm also like, so I don't know much about like Pecco as much. I'm just being like super honest, but I've also like heard that Pecco is someone who will ride a bike if it's like according to him. And stuff like that. So,
which is where they've worked to make that bike so good. Like, काफी time लगा उन्हें.
And then Marquez just comes and takes it away, and Pecco is like struggling to be on podium at this point. But also to see like his brother, like he's in another team, and he's just like, it's like both of them have decided that we're gonna win, and then whatever happens in the back, we don't care.
Exactly.
You know, and that's just sad for Pecco and also Jorge Martin. Like, I was very excited to see him this season, but not.
We've barely seen him, yaar. We've barely seen him. Firstly, fingers crossed for Jorge Martin. Here's to hoping he recovers very soon. लेकिन यहाँ अलग-अलग riders और अलग-अलग skills बाहर आ सकते हैं. Jerez is a circuit that's naturally one where a lot of riders have raced for a long time. So expect to see a lot of the Spanish riders do well. पिछले हफ्ते Maverick Vinales बेहतरीन riding कर रहे थे कतर में. He was amazing. Got a podium, stripped off because of tire pressure incidents, but that's a separate story. But the fact of the matter is, dum hai. उस bike में pace है. So he's going to be interesting. Brad Binder has been very, very good here as well. Fabio Quartararo on a Yamaha is going to be phenomenal because ये एक ऐसा circuit है जहाँ cornering speeds को काफी reward किया जाता है, and the Yamaha is a bike that is excellent in cornering, probably best in class, most comfortable, the most soothing bike to be on. So watch out for him as well. And also on the Hondas, Johann Zarco, he has been great at Titan technical circuits. This is another opportunity for them to do something special. So I have hope. I genuinely have hope. मुझे ऐसा नहीं लग रहा कि इस बार it's going to be a complete whitewash.
I hope so.
But with Marc Márquez, you
with Marc
never know,
Márquez,
man.
you never know. Like you start the race and it's him again.
What if he wins again? What would it do to Pecco? What would it do to his confidence?
I think he's lost his confidence already. You know,
यार मायूस लग रहा था यार पिछले हफ्ते.
Like I feel bad for him also, but then like it's Marc Márquez in front of you. You know, it's not like any other rider who's just come and is winning.
Exactly.
You know, like it's the GOAT. So like I think he kind of knew that this might happen, but itna, I don't think उसने सोचा होगा.
Even the team members, they must have been like, oh wow, this is crazy.
This was like the best switch probably that they made.
Exactly.
That is for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for every Max Verstappen, there's an Oscar Piastri. So for every Marc Márquez, there's also potentially a Pecco Bagnaia. And that is what we will find out this weekend when MotoGP goes to Jerez for the Spanish Grand Prix. And you can watch it all on FanCode. हमारे पास Formula 1 है, हमारे पास MotoGP है. The racing action on FanCode just never stops. Okay then, now to talk about the world of Indian motorsport. काफी सारे young Indian karters इंडिया का नाम रोशन कर रहे हैं world stage पर. And it's not just 2 boys, it's a guy and a girl, which is incredible because normally हमने जब भी racers को आते हुए देखा है, we normally just see boys do a lot of karting. But it's different because Atiq Amir is doing incredible at the Champions of the Future karting series. It's the step one basically. अगर आप यहाँ अच्छा करते हो, then a lot of Formula One teams start to take notice. Atika's anyway been noticed by Formula One. They've signed her up to the Champions of the Future Academy program. And वहाँ इस weekend Valencia में she finished in the top 15, which is a big result because वहाँ grids are almost 30, 40, 45 drivers at time. So for Atika to be there, it is phenomenal. Shout out to her. And shout out to our very own Rivan Dev Preetham as well. Last year's national champion in the micro category. He's only 11 और वहाँ जाकर already he's finishing in the top 10 and doing incredible results. And it's incredible that our Indian boys and girls are making us proud. And the best part is, Tanya, they're starting young. Like Atika is only, I think 10, Rivan is 11. पहले के ज़माने में when Naren and Karun came in, they had to go to Europe when they were like in their mid-teens. And वहाँ they faced European drivers who were far younger. I mean, come on, that's a great sign, right? That our talents are getting in at a younger age. And I just wish more of us were able to get in the sport younger.
I think like the exposure in India especially is so cricket oriented.
You know?
Yeah, but right now I think with like so much exposure to social media also in general, I think like kids are also learning about new things that they want to try, and I think that is a blessing in disguise also sometimes.
Exactly.
So it's, I think, great to see that it's not only about cricket or football in India anymore, and like racing is taken seriously. Finally, it's not just like chalo karting jate on a Sunday and like time pass karke वापस आते हैं.
Which is also fun. That could be step one.
Yeah, that is step one. But then at least like parents are taking it seriously. Like when I go for karting events also, I see parents are proud of their kids. They want them to fight. They want them to win. And I think that's a very wholesome feeling to see when families together want to support their child. You never know. Something might come out of it, and that's very nice to see.
So age is just a number. Like I honestly feel if you're a racing fan watching this और आप सोच रहे हो कि यार ये 11-12 साल के बच्चे अच्छा कर रहे हैं, मेरे लिए कोई स्कोप नहीं है, मेरे लिए कोई फ्यूचर नहीं है. Wrong. Genuinely, you are mistaken, my friend, because opportunities are aplenty in this world. चलो predictions लेते हैं जाने के पहले. MotoGP में RSGP के लिए we've clearly picked Marc Márquez. I'm going Alex Marquez this time. Let's see something different. Home circuit for him also. नजरअंदाज मत करना उन्हें. But Formula One. Next time we'll be back here. We'll be discussing Miami. And for Miami, Lando won here last year. Wahan he got his first ever race win. Are you picking him for Miami?
I mean, it would be nice if he wins again in the track he won for the first time. But for the plot, I would either want Oscar or Max or even Russell to win. That would be insane.
Manifest it, dude. Start manifesting it. In fact, we said it here first. George Russell for the win in Miami.
Yeah, but I feel it's going to be Oscar.
Let's see. I mean, people on this hot seat have been getting their predictions quite right. So let's see if Tanya's right or not. But for now, this is what our predictions are. She's picked George Russell with the heart, with the mind, and the second part of the heart. It's always Max Verstappen for her. I'm going Oscar Piastri for Miami. But आपके predictions क्या है? बताओ हमें fan code के social media pages पर और interact करो हम सबके साथ on social media, be it X, be it Instagram or any platform where you can see this content going out as well. But Tanya, thank you for coming on. It's been so cool to have you on Gearbox. Long time coming. So incredible to spend the morning with you discussing Formula One.
But I want to mention something before I go.
Sure.
I love your commentary on fan code.
Oh.
Honestly, like it feels so personal because I know of you, I've met you a couple of times, but great work, man. Like a great initiative by fan code in general. But awesome work. Awesome.
Thank you. You're making me blush. You're too kind. Nah, it's incredible. And honestly, thank you for watching. And thank you for FanCode for putting this out.
Yeah.
Because for Formula One, we have such untapped potential. अगर लोग हिंदी में Formula One देखने लग जाए, मजा आ जाएगा. So अगर आप ये देख रहे हो, और अगर आपके पास और दोस्त हैं जो Formula One में जरा सा भी दिलचस्पी दिखाते हैं, show them Hindi commentary, dude. Get them on as a part of the fun. It'll be very, very enjoyable.
It is enjoyable. I've seen it and I love it. And
thank you.
Yeah, like it's not even like a thing that it's a promotion or something, but love it.
Very grateful for that.
It's really genuinely good.
No, genuinely, thank you, Tanya. Thank you for that. And we just need more people watching, which is why I'd like to thank all of you for watching this episode of Gearbox on FanCode. Dekhte raho, keep on interacting with us. Talk to us on all of your social media platforms where you're going to be seeing this sort of content. And we just want to know your predictions, your opinions, your perspectives on everything that's going on in the world of motorsport. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. We'll catch you sometime soon. Bye-bye.